returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back to my channel. And if you're new here, you're highly welcome. Please consider subscribing to join this growing family. Alright, so in today's video I'm going to be vlogging. It's actually going to be a vlog. So I'll be sewing a milkmaid gown. So this one is actually going to be bent so and straight. I'm going to be making this for someone. I already have a tutorial video on how to cut and sew a milkmaid gown on my channel, so I'm going to link it in my description box, so I'll post it here so you can watch it. It's really detailed and you actually understand it better. For this one, it's actually going to be a vlog, so please follow along and don't forget to like this video, like it, subscribe to my channel, and also share it. Okay, thank you, and follow along the vlog. So before I actually cut, I'm going to be drafting it because it's a milkmaid gown. I'm going to be drafting it on the pattern paper before transferring it to this black fabric, so please keep watching. So I'm actually going to be drafting the front part first before the back part. So I'll go ahead and insert all my measurements. I'll minus 6 inches from the upper side. I'll mark the bust point, under bust, half length, which is also my waist measurement. So I'll go ahead and just connect the lines. I'll draw a straight line connecting the lines to the other side. So when I'm actually done, I'm going to be dividing my bust, my waist measurement by 4, and then I'll go ahead and insert it on the pattern paper. For the armhole as well, I'll minus 6 inches, and then I'll go ahead and insert the armhole, which is 7.5 inches, but I actually used 8 inches instead. So I'll go ahead and connect the line all the way to this other side as well. And next is that I'm going to be dividing her nipple to nipple measurement by 2. I'll go ahead and divide it and then mark it from her under bust, and then I'll also mark it at the upper side, just the same way you see like that. So when I'm actually done, I'm going to be connecting a straight line from that upper side all the way to the under bust. So I'll actually divide her bust measurement by 4. I'll go ahead and insert the measurement, and then I'll add extra 1.5 inch for sewing allowance. And then when I'm done, I'm actually going to be dividing her round under bust as well. I'll insert it, add 1.5 inch for sewing allowance. I'll do the same thing to the waist measurement, divide it by 4, add 1.5 inch for sewing allowance as well. So I'll actually go ahead and connect the main line, which is all the measurement divided by 4, and then the extra 1.5 inch that I've added for sewing allowance. I'll connect the line from the upper side to the down side. I'll do the same thing to the other line as well. So guys, for her shoulder measurement, her shoulder is 15 inches, divided by 2 is 7.5. So I'm minusing 1.5 inch from it. I'll go ahead and insert the 6 inches, and then I'll connect from the original measurement all the way to the upper side to the 6 inches that I mark at the upper side. So I'll just go ahead and carve it like that, and then from this under bust, I'm going to just carve it all the way to the upper side, just the same way you see me doing like this. So from this other side, I actually went up by 1 inch, and then I went in by 1 inch, and then that's actually how I actually carved from there. As you can see, it's not straight, so I'll go ahead and carve it, and then leave about maybe 1 inch from the original measurement. So I'm just using my marker to just make the lines to be bold so that you guys will see how they are. So I'm actually going to be using my front piece as a template to cut the back piece. So every other thing is going to be the same except for the zip side. So I'm going to add 1.5 inch at this other side for the zip. So the downside, the side, the upper side, and the armhole is going to be the same. So I'll just go ahead and cut out everything now, leaving the 1.5 inch for zip allowance. So after doing that, this front piece, I'm going to be giving 1 inch interval each. I'll go ahead and mark the 1 inch interval, and then I'll go ahead and connect a straight line from the upper side to the down side. So now I'll go ahead and just remove the down part from the upper part, which is actually going to start from the under bust. So I'll just go ahead and number them so that I don't end up mixing them. Number them from 1 to 6. So I'll just go ahead and cut out everything, separate them from each other. So when I'm done separating, I'll go ahead and place it on another pattern paper and then give an interval of 1 inch each. If you actually want, you make it 1.5 or 2 inches depending on how full you want the milkmaid to be. So I'll go ahead and like trace this new one from this other pattern paper. I'll just use my marker and trace it. So when I'm done, I'll just pack this other one because I no longer need them, and then I'll go ahead and cut out and remove the main one that I'll be using. So after cutting, I'm going to be placing it on my fabric, unfold. The fabric is actually unfold because I need 2 of that, so I left 1.5 inch at the upper side, which is actually going to serve as my fold for the rope that is going to pass through. And when I'm actually done, I'm also going to cut the back side as well. I'll also place it on fold and then I'll go ahead and cut it. So for this bag, I left 1 inch for folding, but I later on trim it out because I actually got a lining that I actually used for it. So I'll go ahead and cut out everything now. So for the skirt, I went ahead to draft it, which is a basic skirt, a straight skirt. So I'm actually going to be cutting for the slit. I marked from the midpoint 4 inches, so I marked the 4 inches, and then I'll go ahead and cut it and then place it facing each other like that. I'll go ahead and sew it and then stop exactly where I want the slit to be. So after doing that, I used the front to place on the back to cut, and then I left a zip allowance because the back has a zip at the back, so I placed it and then I cut the back piece. So after doing that, this is actually what I have. This is actually how the front looks like because it has a slit. For the upper one, I also went there to place the pattern and then I traced it out, mark 1/2 inch allowances because I need it for the sewing. Then I'll go ahead and cut it out, and this is actually how it looks like. So I need 2 of that, 2 of the front one. So this one is actually the sleeve. I went there to cut the sleeve, so I just placed my upper side on it to actually make the armhole. So I'll go ahead and fold the down part and the upper part to create a casing for the elastic to pass through. So I have 2 of the sleeve. So this one is also the back piece. I'm cutting the lining. The line is going to be 2, and then the main pieces is going to be 2 because of the 2 sides. So this is the upper side. I already went ahead to make a gathers. I joined already. I sewed the slit and everything is actually ready. I already created a space at the upper side which the rope is going to pass through as well. So this is the back. So I decided to just make a dart for the back. So I'm just marking it and then I'll go ahead and sew it on my sewing machine. So the front is actually not going to have a dart. I'm not going to put any dart on the front, so I decided to put a dart at the back side. This is actually depending on your own preference. If you actually don't want that at all, you will not insert it, because the one that have polka dot, I did not insert any darts on any of them and it was still okay. So that's actually based on your own preference. So after inserting the darts, I will just go ahead and join the upper parts with the down parts of the skirt. Just to see, when you see like this, I will do the same thing to the other side as well. And after joining the both of them, I'm going to be inserting the zip. So I just place the zip and then mark where it's actually going to stop, where I'll actually start sewing. So from there, I'm going to start sewing. From there, I'll sew and close up the down part. There's no slit at the back. The slit is going to be in front, so I'll close up everything. So when I'm done, I'll go ahead and insert the zip. Place the zip like that, facing the right side, and then I'll go ahead and insert it. So guys, this is actually how it's looking like. So the zip is a normal zip where I fix it in form of an invisible zip, so it's actually looking like this. So I'll go ahead and like sew at the upper side to secure this one so that it doesn't keep showing out. I'll just sew it and then do the same thing to the other side as well. So for this upper side, I went ahead to sew a rope that I can actually pass through the upper side. So I'm going to fix it inside, and then I'll just sew it from this other side so that it doesn't escape. I'll just sew it to secure it, and then when I'm actually done, I'll do the same thing to this other side, so it will just come in the middle like this. This is actually how she'll actually tie it, and I'll measure the elastic, which is like 8 inches. I'll go ahead and cut 4 of them, 2 for each sleeve, 1 at the upper side and 1 at the downside each. So after doing that, I'm going to use my safety pin and then hold it and then insert it inside the sleeve. I insert at the upper side and insert at the downside. I will do the same thing to the other side as well. I'll just sew it to my sewing machine to hold it in place so that it doesn't escape inside. Then I'll continue taking it all the way to the other side. I also hold this other side as well. I will sew it on the sewing machine, and then I'll do the same thing at the downside, and then I'll repeat the same process with the other sleeve. So after doing that, I'm going to be placing it the right side facing each other on the armhole, and then I'll just go ahead and sew it all the way to the other side. When I'm done, I'll also turn it over to the other side and then sew as well. And then I'll go ahead and repeat the same process with the other sleeve. So after sewing the sleeves, I'm going to place the right side of the front and the back piece facing each other, and then I'll go ahead and insert my measurement. You know, I left 1.5 inch for sewing allowance, so I'm going to be sewing it. I will still go ahead and insert my measurement to actually be sure and confirm the bust to the waist and then all the way to the hip. Then I will sew it all the way to the other side. So when I'm actually done with this side, I'll go ahead and do the same thing to the other side as well to sew the both sides, and then I'll go ahead and fold the down part with the allowance that I actually left earlier. I'll go ahead and sew it all the way around. So guys, this is the end result. So I had to adjust the slit of this black because it was too much, and then I also went ahead to make another polka dot on. See you in my next video. Bye.